Go.
Okay, so today we're showing the important parts of the digestive anatomy with the head and torso man. We can see the oral orifice would be the opening that we have here. Of course, his teeth are clenched. That leads us to the oral cavity, the space inside the mouth. The oral cavity is lined with the oral mucosa, which would simply be the, say, put the tongue in your roof of your mouth, and you'll encounter the oral mucosa. Forming the borders of the oral cavity, we have the hard palate, the bony section of the roof of the mouth, the soft palate, the soft part at the back of the roof of the mouth, terminating at the uvula. On the bottom of the oral cavity, we can see the mylohyoid muscle, which forms the floor of the mouth. Now, at the back of the mouth, we encounter the fauces, the opening into the pharynx tube, which we can see back here. And we can see here is a piece of oropharynx right there, carried on by the laryngopharynx, which we can see a little further down. Within the oropharynx, don't forget we have the palatine tonsils sitting right here. The laryngopharynx eventually divides into the larynx and the esophagus, the smaller tube behind the larynx. Now we also have the salivary glands within. Here we can see a piece of the submaxillary salivary gland. So you can see this large glandular tissue down here. If I switch models here, we can now see the tongue, and now we can see the sublingual tonsil, the second of our, sublingual gland, the second of our salivary glands. And if I swing over to torso man, we can now see the parotid gland located on the side of the torso man's head. Now if we go into torso man's body cavity, we can now see the esophagus, this greenish tube that we have running through the thoracic cavity. The thoracic cavity ends at the diaphragm, the muscle wall we see here, and we can now see the location of the esophageal hiatus, where the esophagus is coming through the diaphragm. This is also roughly the region where the cardiac sphincter, the upper sphincter separating the stomach from the esophagus, would be found.